and we are southbound. Right, so we are headed for Ontario, California. We might or might not be staying on this load. We're going through Springfield, going to drop the trailer at Prime, and then head over to the Wilson terminal for some paperwork stuff. And possibly something cool. We'll see. Hello, squirrel. Wow, I just did the squirrel thing. Good grief. But yeah, so we are going to be swinging through Springfield, Missouri. Gosh, I'm doing 35 and I got people on my ass. It's a back
in a quarter mile, turn right onto Illinois 38 West, East State Street.
No. We won't be doing that. I've made that mistake before. We're going to go west to 59, south to 88, and then west to 47. Sorry, east to 59, south to 88, west to 47.
Take the next right onto Illinois 38 West, East State Street.
Because I have made the mistake of trying to go into Geneva before, and then go south to 88, and it doesn't go well. It does not go well. It's not a city well designed for trucks. Truck routes up here. I have made the mistakes in this area before. I have rookied so hard here. I rookied all the time up here. So I know the roads I'm supposed to be on. I know there's lots of sneaky roads that aren't marked as truck routes in the map, but that we're allowed on, and I do not want to find out, because some of those just end randomly because they're only designed for access to one or two businesses.
Take the next right onto Technology Boulevard.
No. So typically we want to stick to the numbered routes, which is what we're going to do. There's a highway up here.
Head southeast on Illinois 38 East, West Roosevelt Road.
I mean, I'm doing that already. Our first fuel stop is on Illinois 47 rather than directly to Interstate 55. So we're actually going to go south to. Are you about to cut in front of me? No. All right. So we're going to go south to Interstate 88 and then go west a bit to pick up Illinois 47 and then go south. That'll take us to our first fuel stop, as well as eventually dump us back on 55 in central Illinois. Which, so that should be fun. That'll be some nice rural Illinois trucking. Hopefully we don't make too many people angry out there. There we go. We got a nice old trailer here, not terribly old. Nothing Prime has is really old, but it's basically as old as anything Prime does have. It's a 2014 trailer, a 141 series, which means it's the second run of trailers that Prime got in model year 2014, which was the year 2013. So this thing's, about 5 years old. A little less. They probably got it toward the end of 2013. But since it's a 141 trailer, it has some of the little advancements that Prime picked up right toward the end of the 2014 model year. Namely, we've got trailer tails, which is delightful. We've also got the good side skirts and not the weird ones that don't actually divert the air around the tandems. I had one of the 2016.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Joliet Street.
style side skirt. And it was not the kind of side skirt that actually does much.
Take the next
for
right onto
diverting air.
Joliet Street.
And basically, the whole point of the side skirts is to divert the air around the trailer axles. And you know, if the skirt doesn't actually flare out wide enough, then it doesn't really accomplish anything. Okay, so 59 actually goes over this road rather than having a proper intersection with it, so we're going to have to turn onto a little right turn side street here that just connects the two. Not this. Yeah, USA trucks doing it too. There's a liquor store in the
Take the next
tiny...
right onto Illinois 59 South, South Neltner Boulevard.
Stop for a minute, alright? There's a liquor store in that. That's funny. That's very funny to me. Hi, USA truck. Did it just make you nervous? I'm not gonna hit you. Okay, it's fun new road time. I've never done this before. Goodbye, Interstate 88. Hello, Illinois 56. We crossed over 56 on 59 a minute ago, but it was not a freeway at that point. I think it's a freeway here because it joined up with 88 a bit to the east, west, a bit to the west of where we crossed it on 59. And now 56 breaks off and kind of does its own thing, I guess. If I'm remembering right, I think this is a freeway connection from 88 down to US Highway 30. I think that's what this is, if we're in the spot that I'm thinking of. Which is just this super nifty thing for if you want to go west without paying the tolls on Interstate 88, you can just hop on 30. Which is kind of nifty. So I think that's what we're on. You can see it's obviously not interstate quality because there's no shoulder to speak of. But, hey, freeway's a freeway. So I want to head off some comments. Yes, you heard Google Maps shouting directions at me earlier, and you might notice that we ignored most of them because Google Maps is not a GPS that you should ever rely on in the truck. Google Maps is really useful for figuring out where you are in relation to where you want to go, but you need to know how you're getting there without Google Maps. So like in the moment I have our destination plugged into Google Maps, but I also know the route we need to use to get there. So anytime that the route that I know I need to use and Google Maps do not match up, we don't follow Google Maps. You cannot use Google Maps for truck routing. It doesn't work. It is not meant for truckers. It will lead you into low bridges. It will lead you down forbidden roads. It will send you into a residential area that you cannot get out of. Do not follow Google Maps. It's okay if once you're used to navigating, it's okay to have it up and have your destination plugged in. That way you know when you're there, because like it's really easy in a semi-truck to miss your last turn. So having Google Maps open can help you hit that. And you can because Google Maps is a cell phone app, you can drop your blip that your destination, you can drop that exactly on the truck entrance for your customer, whereas plugging an address into a normal GPS will probably not give you what you're looking for. So it can be useful. It's a useful tool, and it's really good for IDing bad traffic because it'll constantly adjust to where you're driving when you ignore its directions. It'll just adapt to whatever road you're on, and eventually it'll usually stumble on the right answer. 30 east, 47. I think that's our exit. Yeah, that's our exit. So sometimes it'll eventually stumble on the right answer if you give it enough time, but you have to know when to ignore it, which is why I usually have it muted when I'm recording, because I don't want people to think that Google Maps is a thing that a truck driver can actually rely on. And I get comments to that all the time, and it's like, oh, do you use Google Maps? No, because, I mean, technically, yes, I use Google Maps. I do not use Google Maps to identify where I'm turning and on what roads I'm using. It's entirely for traffic, and it's like a mini map, essentially, where I know better than our Google friends. Alright, so this is a tight cloverleaf. Got it. Our engine braked in 8th gear, holding us nicely about 25 miles an hour. We've got no shoulder to speak of. We want south 47, so that's right again. So we've got to be very careful not to drag our trailer into the dirt. Oh, cool. No cloverleaf here. We just get to merge out onto Route 30. And speed limit's 45. Awesome. And immediately into a stoplight. It's my lucky day. I missed every gear rolling into a stop. It's okay, that's what the clutch brake's for. So yeah, this empty flatbedder should be faster than us, so we're going to let him pull ahead. We got a bunch of traffic on our left, so we want to get them up and ahead of us before we get to the merge point, because I need to get over. There you go. Good job. 1310 is going to be our first bridge on this road. Both in intermodal train going up. Never mind. Train's over. No train. See, this is the thing you have to be careful about in Illinois, especially around the Chicago area, is there's a lot of railroad. And that railroad has been there a lot longer than all these other roads. So there are lots and lots of bridges that are not 13.6 or higher. Which is why you want to be very cautious about which routes you pick, and make sure you are in fact picking truck routes and not following your Google Maps recommendations. Because if you follow Google Maps, you're going to wind up pinned under a 13-foot bridge. So, yeah. Don't trust Google Maps, especially in the Chicago area. Rely on your atlas to identify truck routes. Specifically, if you have a 53-foot trailer, you want to try and stick to the STAA truck routes, which are the highlighted routes. There's local truck routes, but they may not necessarily be designed with 53-foot trailers in mind. With the STAA routes, at least you know those are designated routes as part of the national network that a 53-foot trailer can be successfully navigated down. Maybe not easily, but successfully. Well, welcome back, folks. The sun is going down on our adventure today. We still got like 4 more hours of driving at least, probably a little bit more because St. Louis is the very next thing we have to deal with. Holy sunset, Batman! Look at that off to the right. That's incredible! I knew that was getting good over there from the color palette ahead of me, but wow, that's very orange and purple. That's awesome. I hope most of that's in frame. Yeah, I think some of it is. That's good enough. We are still southbound on 55. Fun fact about this freeway was originally intended to be kind of like an American Autobahn with no maximum speed limit. So most of this road is actually designed to be driven up to like 100 miles an hour. But of course, no one in their right mind would approve an American road with no speed limit, so it's, you know, 65 the whole way. Alright, looks like 55 mile an hour for us up here. Let's start bringing our speed down. There we go. Yes, I know. I know I'm bad. I'm only at 57 as we pass the sign. I'm terrible. I'm an awful human being. Let's see how many people just don't even slow down. Because the last work zone we came up to, I dropped to 55 as soon as we got to the sign that said 55, and then about 40 people passed me before we got to the lane closure. So let's see if anyone squeaks by here. I see some headlights in the left lane. There's another truck behind me, and he's not apparently super interested in passing. We're pretty close to the lane ending, so I think we're okay. I see some headlights pretty far back in the left lane, but kind of looks like people have resigned themselves to their fate of going through the construction zone at the speed limit. Woohoo! Getting a little hazy over here. Oh, I see. It's your fault. It's your fault, Mr. Harvester. You are the reason for this haze, which, you know, if that's why the sunset looks awesome, thank you. Anybody need some corn? A nice, neat little Case International harvester there. Hey, side by side running. Fun stuff. I feel like we could probably go a little faster than 55 through this, but 55 is what they say, so 55 is what we do. The state of Illinois is paranoid and does not like doing speed limits higher than 55. Really? High beams, dude? Really? They don't like doing speed limits higher than 55 on roads that aren't divided. So that's probably why the speed limit is so low for this, even though there's plenty of separation. Alright, minivan, well, I hope you want to take that exit. No, you don't? Okay, cool, he got behind me. I wonder if that TA used to be a Wilco Hess. Their sign kind of looks like one. And they got a Dunkin' Donuts inside. Did Wilco Hess get out this far? I don't actually know. I was realizing I have no idea. Alright, so this is currently 55 south and 70 west. They run together for a few miles here. We picked up the I-70 traffic when we went under 270. That was them joining in from the right. But yeah, so we'll be through St. Louis soon enough. I wanted to bring y'all in while the sunset was still really cool. It's still kind of going on to the right. Actually, now we're kind of turning towards it. I think I'll leave it running. I think we got a way station coming up. I forgot about this way station. This way station's super annoying if it's open. Sometimes it's not. Look at that sunset. Aren't y'all glad I kept recording now? That's awesome. Look at the striations. The patterns. think there's a way station right up here, and when that's open, it's very irritating, just because it's not an easy one to get in and out of with any speed. And if it's open, it really messes with traffic out here. Because just the trucks merging in going super slow are just, it's brutal with the amount of traffic that this road gets. Because it is combined 55 and 70, which are both major highways. Yep, way station 2 miles. Let's find out if this is open today. The most annoying way station in Illinois. We already got the bypass at the way station south of Springfield. Pre-clearance, right lane, pre-pass site. That's an awesome sunset. Where's the pre-pass thing? Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. I see it. The weigh-in motion's just up ahead. And there's the pre-pass just slightly around the corner. Very cool. Sucks if you're merging from that ramp, you're going to miss the weigh-in motion. Closed! Yay! Do I still get a signal? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Beep, 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 beep. Cool. I like it when this way station's closed. Not that we're anywhere near being overweight, but still. I much prefer the ones in awkward spots like this. I'd rather them be closed than open, just because of what they do to traffic when they're pulling people in. Like, forget the part where they write tickets to truck drivers and are just generally annoying. It's the traffic issues that are the problem. Ooh, somebody is home. There's someone in there. Didn't look like a chase car, though. It just looked like someone's personal vehicle. Maybe like a cleaner or something. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, no, 255 south, 255 west, 270 north, 44 south, west, 44 west. That's our mission for the rest of the day.